recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Wrestling fans, and welcome to another exciting edition of Gotmark76 this week. We have a loaded show for you today. Not one, not two, but 3 World Heavyweight Championship matches. That's right. We will cover the World Wrestling Federation as Hulk Hogan defends the World Heavyweight title against Ken Patera. Newly crowned NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger, defends his World Heavyweight title against King of the Hill winner Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And then we'll head to Minneapolis, where Jerry the King Lawler will defend the AWA World Heavyweight Championship against Dr. Death David Schultz. We also have some great tag team action on today's show, as round 2 of the NWA World Television Tag Team Title Tournament begins, and we have highlights from the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Fabulous Freebirds. We begin today's show in World Class Championship Wrestling, as the Fantasticks will defend the World Class Tag Team Championships against the team of John Tatum and Jack Victory. And there they are, the Fantastics. Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, they've done it all here in World Class Championship Wrestling, including defeating their opponents tonight. They defeated John Tatum and Jack Victory at Independence Day Star Wars back on July 4th. The championship committee felt that Tatum and Victory deserved another opportunity. So when World Class Championship Wrestling invaded Tennessee, they thought, what better match to put on display than these 4 men in this match. It is Rogers starting out with Tatum, a scoop slam and down. And very exciting times in World Class Championship Wrestling. The Simpson brothers have debuted. The re-debut, of course, of Terry Taylor. And of course, as we saw last week, you have the likes of Kamala and Bruiser Brody, Kerry Von Erich, the World Heavyweight Champion, his brother Kevin. Will Kevin take the rematch? That has been the discussion since Kevin lost the title to Kerry on July 4th. So things are hopping in World Class Championship Wrestling as Tatum in control. Rogers throws Tatum into his turnbuckle, and a monkey flip out of the corner sends Tatum reeling. And Victory trying to support his partner, but Rogers with a big right hand takes Tatum down to the mat. And a series of right hands, and Tatum's in trouble. Another series of right hands. And Rogers on top, all over John Tatum. Front face lock. The Fantasticks have done it all here in World Class. They are multiple-time tag team champions, and one has to wonder if they would go their separate ways and go after singles gold here in World Class. John Tatum has had success as an individual wrestler, as has, on a smaller scale, Jack Victory. But together, these two men are very dangerous. And Tatum in control throws Rogers into a turnbuckle. And the tag, and here comes Jack Victory. Tatum has Victory. Victory flies, and a crossbody off the top rope. Takes down Tommy Rogers. And Victory now working the leg of Tommy Rogers. Victory is an up-and-comer here in World Class. He has debuted less than a year ago, and he has won some very high-profile matches since debuting here on World Class. He would love to add gold around his waist, and he knows that at this point in his career, that the best chance of doing so is with a veteran like John Tatum. Rogers dragging Victory over to his corner. Tags in, here comes Bobby Fulton. Bobby Fulton stomping away on Jack Victory. Fulton throws Victory into his corner, but Tatum makes the tag. I'm not sure I agree with that maneuver. And now Tatum going to work on Bobby Fulton. Oh, and an elbow stuns Bobby Fulton. Into the turnbuckle. Charges with a clothesline, and down goes Fulton. And Tatum is like a shark. He smells blood. He's going for the figure four. Will this put Bobby Fulton away and add gold around his waist? Fulton's trying to get out. Oh, and a big right hand breaks the maneuver, and he does. But the damage may have been done as Tatum charges with an elbow and takes Fulton down again. And Fulton wisely rolling out to the floor, sneaks back in. And has Tatum and throws Tatum into his turnbuckle. Charges, Boba is met with an elbow. You cannot fool John Tatum. Another elbow by Tatum. But this time, Fulton comes with an elbow and takes Tatum down. And a beautiful drop kick, and Tatum's in trouble. That could be it. Fulton setting him up. What does he have in mind? A DDT face plants Tatum. Goes for the cover, and the Fantasticks retain. No! Victory breaks it up. Victory got in there just in the nick of time. The referee was counting 3. And Tatum now going back to work on Fulton, up and over the top rope. And suplex back into the ring. So I spoke earlier of the inexperience of Jack Victory as Tatum has Fulton up in a tombstone pile driver. Will that get gold for Tatum and Victory? But Victory saved the match. And a savant kick takes Fulton down. Tatum goes for the cover. New champions 1-2 and a breakup by Tommy Rogers. And now all 4 men in the ring. The inexperience, or I spoke of the young experience, I shouldn't say inexperience, the young experience of Jack Victory, but he saved his team from being pinned because Fulton nailed that DDT and Tatum wasn't going to get up. But Victory broke up the hold, and now Tatum with a high knee lift takes Fulton down. Tatum now going after Rogers. And one has to wonder if the Fantasticks are going to be able to overcome that. Oh, and a knee, a vicious knee by John Tatum. This man is on a roll. He is determined to win gold in World Class. And he knows he has a superstar in the making like Jack Victory under his wing. And he wants to be the mentor to Jack Victory. Together, these 2 men can do some big things in World Class. As Victory going to work on Bobby Fulton. And spikes Fulton with a DDT. And Fulton has been busted open. Bobby Fulton is a bloody mess. He has been busted open with that DDT. Trying to fight back. Victory is stunned, and a big chop, but is blocked by Victory, and a clothesline missed. Fulton needs to make a tag. Kicked to the midsection, another high knee lift by Bobby Fulton. Fulton, I think, is running on adrenaline. He was spiked with a DDT, drops a fist on Victory's head. And Fulton running on adrenaline, but needs to make a tag to Tommy Rogers. And maybe victory prevented. Oh, and a big fist blocked. A kick and a DDT. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and now a kick out by Victory. Jack Victory alone has kept his team in. I mean, Tatum has a lot of offense in this match, and Victory, quite honestly, has been getting the best of by the Fantasticks, but that's twice now that Victory has either prevented or kicked out of a pinfall and kept his team alive as Rogers flies with a drop kick off the top rope. Nails Victory, goes for the cover. That has to be it. 1, 2, and 3. And the Fantasticks retain the World Class Tag Team Championship. But Jack Victory needs to hold his head high. He broke up a pinfall attempt earlier when the contest was over and kicked out of a DDT by Bobby Fulton. Did not kick out of the drop kick off the top rope. Your winners and still World Tag Team Champions, the Fantasticks. Fans, don't go away. We have much more excitement after this quick timeout. So there you have it, the Fantasticks retaining the World Class Tag Team Championship, but I earned a lot of respect for Jack Victory for kicking out of the DDT and of course breaking up the pinfall when John Tatum was all but pinned. So Tatum and Victory still unable to capture those World Tag Team Championships, and one has to wonder how many more opportunities they will have. Speaking of Tag Team Championships, the first ever NWA World Television Tag Team Champions will be crowned. Our first second round match, we have highlights from this match. It took place just 2 nights ago between the Rock and Roll Express and the Fabulous Freebirds. Controversy, if you could believe that, involving the Fabulous Freebirds. And one has to wonder what it will take to resolve the issues between these two teams. Let's head down to the closing moments of the round 2 match between the Rock and Roll Express and the Fabulous Freebirds. Wind up, and Garvin getting back up to his feet. Morton's aiming, leaps, and Owen misses a drop kick. Garvin pushes him out of the way. Picks up Morton. Setting him up, here comes that brainbuster. Spikes Morton down to the mat. That has to be it. The Fantasticks may be going on if Jimmy Garvin can pin Ricky Morton. Garvin goes for the cover. The referee's down. 2, and Gibson breaks up the maneuver, but in doing so takes out the referee. Gibson nailing Hayes in the corner. Garvin going after. Oh, Garvin just elbow dropped a referee. Gibson with the snake eyes on Michael P.S. Hayes. What the hell's Garvin doing? Garvin's grabbing a chair. Are you kidding me? Going nails Morton with a chair. Again with a chair. A third time with a chair. And now Owen, he nails Gibson with a chair. Garvin taking out the Rock and Roll Express. The referee's getting back up. He didn't see anything. Garvin goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And the Fabulous Freebirds have moved on in the World Television Tag Team Title Tournament, but the Rock and Roll Express have a beef. It took steel chair shots to get the victory. And here are some highlights from earlier in the contest, but quite frankly, they don't matter. This match all changed when the referee got taken out inadvertently by Robert Gibson when he tried to break up the pinfall. And you can't give an opening like that to the Freebirds because they took full advantage of it. But your winners, and moving on, they will face the winners of the Midnight Express and Doom in the finals. The Fabulous Freebirds. Fans, don't go away. We have much more excitement after this quick timeout. So the fabulous Freebirds moving on in the NWA World Television Tag Team Title Tournament. They will face the winners of the Midnight Express and Doom. That match, of course, coming your way next week on the Gotmark76 YouTube channel. It is now time for the first of our 3 world title matches. We begin in the AWA. Last month, Jerry the King Lawler found out who his new #1 contender was in the form of Dr. Death David Schultz. The AWA Board of Directors was quick to get a match together and did so just the other day in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Dr. Death David Schultz gets his crack at the AWA World Heavyweight title against Jerry the King Lawler. The introductions have been made. Let's head down to ringside. The referee calls for the bell and away we go. And Dr. Death and Jerry the King lock up. And Schultz working the arm. And Lawler in trouble. And Dr. Death shoving Lawler away. Dr. Death made his reappearance in the AWA just a few short weeks ago, after Jerry the King Lawler had taken care of Colonel De Beers in a world title match. And David Schultz, one of the bigger free agents in the world of wrestling. Of course, AWA is one of the promotions that has an open door policy, so when David Schultz wants a title match, the AWA Board of Directors got together real quick and made this match happen. And here we are as he throws Lawler hard into the corner and down goes Lawler. Now, David Schultz has said that he wants the World Heavyweight title. But he did also say that he wants to take Lawler out. And in thus doing so, might not happen in one match. That can be taken many different ways. I choose to take it in the fact that he doesn't necessarily want or have to win the world title today. He wants to take a chunk of Jerry Lawler with him and maybe drag it out a little bit as he works the head now of Lawler and going for the cover. That's not going to do it. 1 and a kick out at 1 by Lawler. So Dr. Death definitely playing mind games with Jerry the King Lawler prior to this match starting. And going for the big boot, blocked by Lawler. But Schultz, man, he just, with that reach, got Jerry Lawler and nailed him with the boot that time. Goes for the cover. Again, you're not going to pin Lawler that way. A count of 1 and a kick out rather easily by the King. But I contribute this all to mind games being played by Dr. Death. I mean, think about it. He made his return at the conclusion of a title defense. A surprise, shocking Jerry Lawler. And then in a matter of weeks gets a title opportunity. So Jerry Lawler with all the obstacles in his way as he faces Dr. Death. And Dr. Death kind of has the advantage. He knew he was going to show up after Jerry Lawler's match. He pick and chose his time. So the advantage is really all with Dr. Death. And now he's climbing that ropes as Lawler struggles to get back to his feet. Oh, and Schultz misses with an axe handle. And Lawler now fighting back. But that blow looked kind of low to me. And Lawler charges the corner, misses, and Dr. Death going to work. A big forearm. Has Lawler. Has him up for a pile driver and spikes him down to the mat. Could not put him away. Goes for the cover. Will we have a new champion? 1, 2, and 3. No! Lawler kicks out at the very last second. Oh man, that was 2 7/8. And Dr. Death had words with the referee, going back to work, but misses the right hand off the second turnbuckle. Lawler again has a chance. Front face lock up with a suplex and down. What a match this has been between these two men as Lawler nailing a series of right hands and takes Dr. Death down. Lawler now picks up Dr. Death. And Lawler now fighting back. Throws Schultz into the corner. Up on the second turnbuckle, Lawler going for a fist. And Lawler makes his. Goes for the cover, that could be it. 1, 2, and 3. No, a kick out by Schultz. And Lawler now having words with the referee. Both men kicking out at the very last split second. And then both men having words with the referee afterwards, thinking that the match was over. Lawler now again going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. And Lawler now doesn't know what he has to do to put Schultz away. So Lawler now tying up Schultz with a bow and arrow. But Schultz, using his long arms, breaks out of that maneuver rather easily and takes Lawler down with a double axe handle. And now Schultz going back to work, throws Lawler up and over the top rope. And Schultz is falling out to the floor. Schultz picks up Lawler. Oh, and a bulldog on the concrete has busted open Jerry Lawler. And Schultz poses to the fans here in Minneapolis. They know that Lawler's title reign was just began, could come to an end again. The count's up to 6. Both men need to be careful, or this match can end in a count out. 7. Oh, and Schultz pushes away Lawler, double axe handle down. 8. Schultz slides back into the ring. 9, and he's going to win this match by a count out. And that goes back to what he said before. He didn't have to win the title tonight. He wanted to take a piece of Lawler with him, and he does so by defeating him by count out. And your winner, but not the AWA World Heavyweight Champion, Dr. Death, David Schultz. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout. So Dr. Death, David Schultz, doing what he said prior to entering this match, which was taking a piece of Jerry the King Lawler. He knows he'll get other opportunities down the line, but his initial match with Jerry Lawler, he wanted to take a piece, and I believe he did so. He busted open Jerry Lawler on the outside with that bulldog, and Jerry Lawler could not make it back into the ring to beat the 10 count. So your winner, but not the AWA World Heavyweight Champion, Dr. Death, David Schultz. I'm sure we will have more in the upcoming weeks. Let's head over to the NWA. The total package Lex Luger fulfilled his destiny and won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at the Great American Bash on July 22nd. He defeated Nature Boy Ric Flair in his last opportunity with Ric Flair as World Heavyweight Champion. His first title defense comes against a man who also had a great showing at the Great American Bash, and that is Terry Bam Bam Gordy. He won the 2-ring Battle Royal and also defeated Big Van Vader, albeit by countout, giving Big Van Vader his first loss in the NWA and collecting a $50,000 prize in doing so. Terry Gordy has a lot of momentum, but so does Lex Luger. Who is going to break? The following contest is for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Let's take it to ringside. So Terry Gordy getting the first crack at the total package Lex Luger as World Heavyweight Champion. It was just 2 weeks ago that Terry Bam Bam Gordy won the 2-ring King of the Hill Battle Royal at the Great American Bash. And of course the total package fulfilled his destiny and won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And the fans rise as the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion makes his way to the ring. and the era of Luger has begun. I would imagine that Ric Flair will get his rematch. I'm sure you'll want to check out the arenas nearest you to see that match. But there are lots of top contenders, including the U.S. Heavyweight Champion Paul Orndorff, who defeated Lex Luger for the U.S. title back in June. Of course, taking a look at the top contenders, you have the television champion Dr. Death Steve Williams. Terry Gordy is a top contender. Big Van Vader, who's over in Japan as we speak, but will make his way back to the United States very shortly. Sting has to be considered a top contender to the world title. And of course, you can't discount Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. The Great Muta, J-Tex Corporation. So Lex Luger will have his challengers. And the first one here is Bam Bam, who takes Luger down with a body press. Referee goes for the count. 1, 2, and 3. No! Are you kidding me? We almost had a new world champion in 3 seconds. Gordy nailing that crossbody, taking Luger down. And Luger barely able to escape. And Gordy staying on top of the total package. And the Freebirds, rightfully so, are very excited. An elbow drop by Gordy. Luger hasn't had an offensive maneuver yet. And Gordy has a 2 3/4 pinfall. Luger coming back with a high knee lift, takes Gordy down. Oh, the reign of Lex Luger almost ended with one title defense. But a short arm clothesline has Luger back in business. And now Gordy into the turnbuckle. Turned over, Luger throws Gordy across the ring. Off the turnbuckle and a gorilla press slam. Up and down goes Gordy. And the fans here rise. Oh, and a chop block by Luger. Great maneuver. Oh, and miss a splash off the second turnbuckle. Luger in trouble here. Gordy going to work on the neck of the total package, who makes it to the ropes. Oh, and a stomp on the face by Gordy. Oh, but Luger coming back. A series of right hands sends Gordy into the corner. And now Luger picks up Gordy and drops him face first into the turnbuckle of Snake Eyes. And a big right hand takes Gordy down. Luger goes for the cover. Will he retain 1, 2, and a kick out at 1.5 by Terry Gordy. Oh, and an overslam. Luger has a pinned 1, and a kick out at 1 again by Gordy. And Luger wondering what he has to do to put the big man away, but it will take more than a power slam. And another short arm clothesline by the champ. And Luger in control, throws Gordy into the ropes, off the ropes, and a big elbow takes Gordy down. Luger drops an elbow, and Luger's doing much better now since that opening sequence when Gordy almost won the World Heavyweight title power slam. Off the ropes, Luger can feel it now. Will he be setting up for the torture rack? He picks Gordy up, charges, but Gordy catches him. Oh, but Luger fires back with 2 right hands. Takes Gordy down to his knee, and a big right hand. And here comes the torture rack. And Gordy in trouble. Luger has it locked in. Will Gordy tap? Gordy trying to position his body. Trying to fight out of the maneuver. But Luger really has it in. Gordy trying to reach for the ropes, cannot make it. Again, he shifts his body, trying to get out. Oh, and a right hand to the back of the head. 3 times breaks the maneuver. And Luger forced to let go of the torture rack. And Gordy has Luger up with a power bomb and spikes him down. Will we have a new champ? Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. No, again. Luger kicks out. Luger kicks out at the very last opportunity. And Gordy, twice in this contest, has almost won the NWA World Heavyweight title. Gordy staying on top of Luger, slams him down to the mat. That has to be it. But Gordy not going for the cover. And that may be a mistake. Luger is reeling. Luger may lose the title in his first defense. Gordy dropping an elbow. Now he's dragging Luger to the center of the ring. Goes for the cover now. We will have a new champ. 1, 2, and no, again a kick out. Gordy can't believe it. That is 3 near falls in this contest. And now Garvin up on the apron distracting the referee, but Luger fighting back. And a chair somehow ended in the ring, but Gordy nails Luger. Oh, this match is broken down inside cradle. Luger looking to retain. 1, 2, and 3. No, but Gordy kicks out. And the PS4 skips. And again an overhand suplex by Terry Gordy. Gordy was going for the powerbomb again, but Luger blocked it. A big clothesline. Another clothesline takes Gordy down. Off the ropes. Luger flies and nails Gordy with a clothesline again. Luger feels it. Picks up Gordy. Charges and nails him with a clothesline. Luger setting up Gordy. Here it comes again. The torture rack. Locked in. Will Luger be able to tap Gordy here? Gordy trying to escape. He can't. Gordy in the middle of the ring. He has nowhere to go and he taps out. Lex Luger successfully defends the World Heavyweight title here. What a match between these two men, and Lex Luger escaping the onslaught of Terry. There it is, the very first seconds of the match. Gordy almost won the world title right there. Luger had the rack and Gordy able to get out of it the first time. And here comes that powerbomb, which almost won Gordy the title again. Luger barely kicking out at 2 7/8. Look at that. 1, 2, and the referee's hand was inches away from the mat. But Luger somehow came back, got that torture rack again on Gordy, and that time Gordy had nowhere to go. And your winner and still NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package Lex Luger. And I had to say this to Luger, it's not going to get any easier with the challengers he's going to have faced. Everyone wants to be the World Heavyweight Champion. But there he is, your winner, Lex Luger. Fans, don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout. So Lex Luger successfully defending the World Heavyweight title against Terry Gordy, but not without a few hiccups. On 2 occasions, Terry Gordy almost had the NWA World title won. Maybe Gordy will get a future opportunity down the road, but for right now, Lex Luger is one lucky man to still be World Heavyweight Champion on his first title defense. I'm sure he'll look for much better luck from here on out. Let's head over to the World Wrestling Federation. We're only a couple weeks away from Summerslam, and Bobby Heenan has an open world title match contract. This means that any member of the Bobby Heenan family can challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Ken Patera has an opportunity at the world title today against Hulk Hogan. So one has to wonder, if Ken Patera does not get the job done against Hulk Hogan tonight, who in the Bobby Heenan family will take that match at SummerSlam? Bobby Heenan is keeping his answer close to the vest. But before we get to SummerSlam, let's get through today. Ken Patera challenges Hulk Hogan for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Can the former Olympian bring home the WWF Championship to the Heenan family? Let's go down the ringside and find out. And Patera anxiously awaiting the World Wrestling Federation Champion Hulk Hogan. And here he comes to the ring. And both of these men look to be in tremendous shape. Both of these men hit the gym very hard. And their appearance definitely shows for it. But it's more than muscles when it comes to Bobby Heenan. He's all about the money. He knows that the World Heavyweight Champion brings home the most money for him and his client. And in this case, that challenger is Olympic strongman Ken Patera. It's been quite the up and down year for Ken Patera. He joined the Bobby Heenan family back at WrestleMania. He was the last quote-unquote surviving Heenan family member in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. We, of course, all thought Hercules was the last Heenan member. And we found out that Ken Patera had signed with Bobby Heenan. And the referee calls for bell, and away we go. Hulk Hogan, collar and elbow tie up with Patera. Works to the arm of Patera. Advantage in the early going goes to Hogan. Still working the arm of Patera, who reverses it. And now Hogan in trouble. And Patera shoves Hogan away, having the last word in that test of strength. And Hogan shoves Patera down to give Patera a little taste of his medicine. And again, Hogan working the arm. So, Ken Patera looking to bring back the World Heavyweight title to the Heenan family. But if he can injure or take out Hogan without winning the world title, then the Bobby Heenan family still has that open SummerSlam contract for a world title match. So if Patera doesn't win the title today, he may be able to challenge the SummerSlam, if that's what Bobby Heenan has in mind. As Hogan flexes on top of Patera, charges and takes down Patera with somewhat of a spear. And Hogan firing away with a series of right hands, and Patera's in trouble. And Hogan now with a front face lock and a big fist. Turns around Patera, throws him into the turnbuckle. Hogan charges. Owen is met by an elbow by Patera. And Patera picks up Hogan and slams him down to the mat. And now Patera stomping away on the midsection of the Hulkster. I would love to see if Hulk Hogan can escape as Hogan rolls up Patera from behind. Ooh, and Patera makes it to the ropes. I would love to see if Hulk Hogan can escape that full Nelson. As again, Hogan charges, met by an elbow by Patera. Patera trying to work down the Hulkster and begins by working the knee. And Patera throws Hogan. Owen charges and misses. Hogan moves out of the way. And from behind, rolls up Patera. Referee counts 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. Patera barely escaping. Hogan throws Patera into the turnbuckle again. Charges. Has Patera and slams him head first into the top turnbuckle. The crowd is chanting. and they count to 10 as Hogan takes down Patera. But Bobby Heenan distracting Hogan, allowing Patera to get back to his feet, and from behind, an up and over belly-to-back suplex by Patera, and Hogan in trouble. Patera going to work. Picks up Hogan in a backbreaker. This is the precursor to the full Nelson. If Patera slaps it on, we could have a new champ. Oh, and he's going for it, but Hogan gets out. Turns around, spins, throws Patera into the ropes. And a big clothesline takes Patera down. Patera's on the mat. Hogan lining up Patera, who's slow to get back to his feet. He's on his knees, needing the assistance of the ropes to get back up. Hogan throws him into the ropes and a drop toe hold. Patera face first to the mat. A reversal and up and over goes Hogan. Patera, a belly-to-belly suplex back into the ring. Hogan in trouble. But he meets Patera with an elbow and throws him into the turnbuckle, charges, and hits a clothesline this time. Hogan in control, has Patera into the ropes, and a big boot takes Patera down. He's lining up Patera. Could it be that leg drop? No, Patera rolls wisely to his stomach. But Hogan throws Patera down. Into the ropes again goes Patera, and a big clothesline. Patera's down. Hogan again, lining him up. Here it comes, off the rope, drops the leg. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. And Hulk Hogan successfully defends the World Heavyweight Championship here on Superstars. What a great match this was. Hulk Hogan successfully defending the World Heavyweight Championship. And now you have to wonder, since Ken Patera came so close, will he be getting the world title match at SummerSlam? And if not Patera, King Kong Bundy, King Harley Race, Ravishing Rick Rude. There are lots of options, but Hulk Hogan will face a member of the Bobby Heenan family. I sure hope it's not the Brooklyn Brawler. Fans, we thank you very much for tuning in to Gotmark76 this week. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.